And now it is a supreme pleasure for me to introduce you to a phenomenal member of Emet's board of directors, a woman who is also an intelligent, beautiful attorney, a devoted and passionate worker, a phenomenally strong, proud American, and a strong, proud Zionist, a woman that I am really, really proud to call my friend, Laurie Regan. Thank you.
Thank you for coming, everyone. This is terrific. I think this might be a record-breaking crowd at the dinner event, and I only hope that we continue to grow. Maybe we'll have to expand into the next room next year with all of your help. When Sarah asked me to speak to you tonight, I immediately thought to myself, where do I begin to discuss all of the great work that Emet performs on the Hill on behalf of our country and Israel? How does one differentiate the work of Emet from that of other pro-Israel organizations? The simple answer is that Emet is easily distinguishable from other think tanks and organizations that lobby or educate about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and other related issues, because we do so much more. I have no doubt that many of you attending tonight support many other mainstream Jewish organizations and policy centers and are very active in the Jewish community. But tonight is the first time, perhaps for some of you, that you've attended our annual gala to learn about our work and our accomplishments. So I want to briefly explain to you why it is critically important that you support Emet. When Sarah started Emet in 2005, she had a dream that she's brought to fruition. Sarah created a small but powerful policy center that is one of the most widely respected on the Hill today, and it is respected on both sides of the aisle. When you look back at our past honorees, the list is a who's who of policymakers, intellectuals, journalists, community leaders, and politicians, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Kurd, black and white, Democrat, and Republican. When we look around the room, we have tables with erudite scholars, religious Jews, congressional representatives, and their staffers. We have donors, senior citizens, and young students. The only ideology that unites our mission and that is championed by the various rays of light in the darkness recipients is that of supporting the national security needs of the United States of America and that of our closest and most important strategic ally, Israel. That is the common value that unites all of us in fighting the mortal enemies who seek to destroy us and our way of life. The big Satan and the little Satan are integrally tied together, and thankfully, over the years, even in the face of adversity, Sarah and her staff have been on the Hill daily, helping to promulgate that important tenet. While Israel is on the front lines and needs our unwavering support as she is surrounded by enemies who seek to destroy her, the U.S. is also facing security challenges in an ever-changing world. These two stalwarts of human rights and freedom, Israel and the United States, work together, and because of Emet's work, we have helped promote that understanding to ensure that U.S. policy reflects the importance of a strong U.S.-Israel alliance. We certainly have our challenges, though, and this is the work that Emet is doing, and that's why it's so critically important. Sadly, while we have fought many fights and accomplishments of our goals, the war against anti-Zionism, anti-Semitism, and hatred is ongoing, and it's an ongoing struggle that does not appear to be ending anytime soon. As anti-Semitism flourishes across the globe, it is growing here in the States as well. Our campuses are fraught with Jew and Israel hatred, and college administrators turn a blind eye and actually enable the form of hate speech that seems to be the one acceptable form on our campuses. Emet has been fighting for the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act that would codify in law a definition of anti-Semitism that could not be ignored. We have been involved with educating policymakers about the pervasive corruption in UNRWA and the incitement of lies that their textbooks use to brainwash generations of Palestinians to commit jihad and kill Jews. Emet fought for the passage of the Taylor Force Act and celebrated the day that President Trump signed into law the Taylor Force Act. Sorry about that, excuse me. We can clap for that. Taylor Force Act, yay. Emet fought against the JCPOA and cheered when President Trump withdrew from that dangerous Obama-era foreign policy fiasco. And of course, we all will never forget the day that President Trump moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. I'm sorry, Mark stole my line. Emmett played an integral role in each and every one of these foreign policy achievements, and its role cannot be ignored. This evening is also a celebration of the 70th anniversary of Israel's founding. In that short period of time, Israel's population grew from 500,000 to 7.5 million. Her economy is flourishing. She is a force to be reckoned with technologically, innovatively, and militarily. Each and every person in this room is here because we are celebrating Israel. But Israel's survival is precarious and is threatened daily, which is why our work at Emet is so critically important. As Holocaust survivors die off, there are those who wish to erase the memory of that genocide and who are working hard to twist history and distort the truth. Unfortunately, some of those people hold a seat in Congress, and more may do so in the coming years. Emet is needed to continue its work on the Hill to educate policymakers about the truth, the Emet, so that we Jews can continue to live in a world where we feel safe. Those days have always been numbered and will likely continue to do so in parts of the world. Our responsibility as American Jews who live comfortably in our Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York, Miami, and Los Angeles suburbs is to never forget our history and to ensure that it does not repeat itself. Not everyone has the ability nor time to impact policy the way that Sarah does, but we all certainly have the means to open our wallets and support those who have chosen Israel and national security advocacy as their life's work, as Sarah has. As the famous saying by Rabbi Hillel goes, "If I am not for myself, who will be for me? If I am not for others, what am I? And if not now, when?" That is what drives my work and why I joined with Sarah and Emet to help promote the truth where it counts, in our classrooms, in our laws, and across our country. It is too easy to become apathetic living comfortably in the U.S. It is too easy to believe an anti-Semitic professor on campus or an anti-Israel news commentator on MSNBC. We all need to get involved in stopping the dissemination of lies and falsehoods about Israel, about Jewish power and control in the U.S., and other hateful tropes. A recent study indicated that the American Muslim population will exceed that of the American Jewish population in the coming decades. As Islamic extremists and groups like the Council on the American and Islamic Relations influence on our possible policy grows, with the likes of DNC Vice Chair Keith Ellison, AIPAC's influence may wane, and American Jews may find themselves without a recognizable and influential voice on the Hill. But Emet will be there, continuing to bring the truth to those that matter. Don't wait to get involved. Join us tonight. Your support will help us to fight another day. The fulfillment of Sarah's dream to date and all that she has accomplished working with policymakers on both the executive and legislative levels has only been made possible with your help. Our work is too important to the survival of our people, both here and in Israel, and I encourage you all to please continue that support. We are thrilled that you're here tonight, but your ticket to the dinner, unfortunately, is not enough. There are individuals who will be coming around. They'll be holding up these little cubes for your credit cards. There are, inside your journals, there are donation cards. You can include checks. You can include cash. If you'd like to make a small donation or a donation of your choice and take your centerpiece home, please do. And of course, we have the silent auction that both Judy and I worked very hard to put together. And there are some amazing items, and it's open until 9. And I urge you all, when speakers are not talking, to please go out, check your bid, see the status, up it, and bid on as many items as you'd like. Please join us on this ongoing struggle. And here's to Sarah's dream turning into a reality for generations to come. Thank you all.